Hi there, my name is Luann. Thank you so much for stopping by today. Well, this is my monthly grocery update from Walmart for the month of August. The point of this video is to do a monthly comparison. And some of the things that we compare are the prices, the levels of the product on the shelves, and maybe some changes that are taking place within the store itself. Well, every month, always the same day of the week, I go to my local Walmart, and I do choose Walmart because that is the only national grocery store that is in my local area. So by going to Walmart, chances are most of you are going to have a Walmart that's local to your area, and maybe we can do some comparisons that way. The reason why I feel like it's very important to be aware of these things is if you're running any type of a household, you need to be aware of the supply and demand of the products that you're bringing into your household. Because chances are these items that we're bringing into the home, like food and water, are very, very important to our existence. So I say all of that just to make it clear that this is not a fear-mongering video, because if you watch these, some of them are actually pretty positive. I'm only going to show you an accurate depiction of what is actually happening in my local Walmart. Now, a few other things before we do jump in that I'd like to mention is this being the month of August, there are some things that we need to take into consideration that are going to affect the trends that we're seeing in the grocery store this month. Kids are going back to school, so that's going to have an effect. Now, another thing that may be affecting the levels of groceries on the shelves this month is the fact that there are several storms that are brewing out in the Gulf. So like many of you, depending on where you live or what's taking place in your area, all these things are going to have an impact on what you're going to see in your local grocery store. Now, by the request of several viewers, this month I will start putting in timestamps so that you can go to the exact category of food or item that you're interested in checking. And for all of you who do not like the looks of raw meat, you can skip right over that one as well. So to prevent this video from becoming too long, let's go ahead and jump into this, and let me show you what's taking place for the month of August in my local Walmart. Okay, we're going to start right off here in the bread section, and I can already say that it looks a lot better than it did last month. Even our local bread down there on the end looks better. Same thing goes for the peanut butter section. Last month we didn't have any of the regular size creamy Jif, but now it looks like we have plenty to choose from there as well. Zoom in and let you take a look at those prices. And now I'm going to zoom out and show you the whole section, including the top shelf. Someone pointed out that I usually leave that out, and I apologize for that. Usually there's not a whole lot going on there, or maybe it's because I'm short. I don't know, but there it is, and I'll start showing it from now on. Here's our pickles section, and it is consistently low. I'm really surprised that they haven't shrunk this section in Walmart, because it's been like this for probably going on a year now. If anyone out there has any idea why our pickles are looking like this, please let me know in the comments section. Here's the ketchup and the mustard. And this is pretty consistent with how the ketchup and mustard usually looks in my store. And now here we are in the coffee section. Plenty of bagged coffee. And as far as canisters go, the top 3 are going to be the Great Value, Maxwell House, and Folgers. As I zoom in on these prices, I believe they have risen over last month's. We have Folgers at $7.22. $7.98 for the decaf of Great Value, and then $6.28 for the Maxwell House. Here we're looking at the rice and bean section together. Our bean section is shrinking, and so I'm just going to go ahead and include it in with the rice. As you can see, we have plenty of variety of rice to choose from. And here is the beans here on the end. There is some variety there, but not like it used to be. And here's a close-up look at the ready rice. Here's the instant mashed potatoes. I can't complain about this. I have seen it look worse. I actually think this is an improvement as far as the levels go over last month. Prices, I believe, are the same, $1.88 for the family size, and the regular size portions are remaining $1. Here's a look at our canned fruit section. Several holes happening there. And there's a look at the top shelf. And the rest of the fruit section. Here we are in the canned tomato section, starting out with the Rotel. The price is still at 98 cents a can, and I believe it looks pretty well stocked. There was a little bit missing in the Great Value brand, but all in all, I think our tomato section is remaining pretty consistent. Not much happening on the top shelf there. Here's the pasta. I feel like the overall section has become smaller over time. It's not a big change from month to month, but over time, this is one section that has begun to shrink. And here's our pasta sauces. Consistent holes happening there from month to month. For those of you that may not be from the US, I understand that we have so many varieties and so much that we're blessed with, but you need to know, because someone always mentions it in the comments, that normally there are 0 holes in our shelves. This is something new that has started over the past year or since the beginning of COVID. You may have noticed we do still have Alfredo in all 3 brands, the Ragu, the Prego, and the Classico. And here's a quick look at the ramen noodles and just a quick glance at the rest of the aisles. Now we're in the vegetables section, starting out with the green beans. I feel like the green beans are a little better stocked than what they were last month. Not a lot happening on the top shelf here either. And moving on down the aisle, here are some of the corn that we have to choose from. And now here is the miscellaneous vegetable items. Let me zoom in on the sweet potatoes. That is a price that I follow. And now just an overall of what that whole canned vegetable section is going to look like. Here we are in the canned meat, and first thing I noticed is that the Honey Boy salmon is missing, and the only thing that is left as far as canned salmon goes is the higher end, more expensive can. There were like 5 cans in the back there. So that's the first time I've ever noticed Walmart being out of the canned salmon. This is a look at the canned tuna. I think it looks decent. And then moving on down is the canned chicken. This is a big improvement over last month. We had a lot of bare shelves in this section last month. And then here's a little bit of our pulled pork and roast beef. Now a little further down in this section are the Vienna sausages and the Spam and other types of canned meat. I'm still not sure if I'm saying the Vienna or Vienna sausages right, because you don't even want to hear the way I pronounced it my entire life, but that's about as close as I can get it to what you're probably used to hearing. Here is a look at the canned beans. That section is usually pretty stocked. And with the holidays coming up, I thought I should zoom in on the pie fillings, especially the pumpkin pie filling. You may want to go ahead and stock up on those because, as you can see, the holes are already starting. And here's our sugar section. Plenty of great value. And really the only thing that I notice a lot of holes in here, and it's not necessarily a hole, it's just a very short supply of the brown sugar and the powdered sugars. I really hope that they stock up on this before the holidays hit hard. Here's the flour section. We have the Great Value, Gold Medal, and just a couple little bags of the Pillsbury on the bottom. And now for the vinegar section. A lot of large jugs, only a few of the smaller ones, and then here's the rest of the varieties. Here is our oil section. Several holes starting to show up in that section again. I believe we were fully stocked or pretty close to it last month. Here's a look at the syrup section. Still no clear corn syrup to be found. And now for the oats. This actually is better than what our oat section has been looking like in the past. Okay, and I just did a once over on the cereal section. It wasn't too bad this month. Now we're going to be moving on into the dairy section. Whole milk at $3.01, half gallon at $1.79, 2% milk at $2.80, and the 2% half gallon is at $1.68. And then the 1% skim milk is $2.67 for a full gallon, and the half gallon is $1.60. All of these sections were pretty full on milk. Here we have our extra large eggs at $1.98, and the regular eggs, hopefully you can see those prices there. And then this is a look at our complete egg section. You can see the milk there in the back as well. Here's an overview of the poultry section. And an up close of our boneless, skinless chicken breast, and the price on those are still setting at $1.99 a pound. Now for the pork section. Now this is what the overall looks like. And here's the assorted pork chops at $2.94 a pound. And now the breakfast sausage is definitely better than it was last month. We hardly had any rolls to choose from last month. And they are at $4 a roll there on the bottom for the Jimmy Dean. $2.93 for a slightly smaller roll. And this is what really stood out to me is the price of bacon. $4.36 for the bar S. That is a lot. The Great Value thick sliced was over $6, and the regular sliced was over $4. That is a very noticeable increase. And now moving on to the beef. This is what our overall beef section looks like, including the ground beef. Here is the chuck roast. They had it at $6.47 a pound. Here's the ribeye steak, still setting at $11.97 a pound. And then here's a look at our ground beef. Okay, now I'm going to move on to some non-food items. And in my previous videos, I've pointed out how slim our bleach section has been, but this month it is surprisingly well stocked, and we do have a variety of sizes taking place there. For a while, we only had the tiny bottles that you're seeing there on the bottom shelf. So I was very pleased to see this section building back up. Another section that I wanted to show is the trash bag section. It too is showing improvement compared to my previous videos in the past. And then I just wanted to give you a quick view down our paper aisle. These are the paper plates and napkins. And then here's a look at how our toilet paper is looking, and the paper towels are pretty much the same. Now this is a look at our canning section. We have no jars. The food saver and bag section is looking pretty good, but as far as our canning supplies, there is just nothing to choose from. And I'll show you a closer look at that right here. And here's a look at the dry dog food, and then I'm going to show you down the dry cat food aisle, and you can see the kitty litter there on the end. Well, there you have it. That is what my local Walmart looks like for the month of August. Again, my prices may be different than yours if you live in the Northeast or something like that, but the point here is just to track what the price jumps are and what the items are that the prices are affecting. These videos are to help us pick up on trends or to prepare things that may be headed our way that haven't quite made it there yet. I know I've heard a lot of talk and I've watched a lot of videos where in some of your areas the Walmart shelves are just bare, and my Walmart looks great compared to that. But this tells me that I don't need to get too comfortable, because what's happening in your area could most definitely be headed my way, and I want to make sure that I'm prepared for that. Now, on that topic, I also want to point out that there are a few more things that are headed our way that may have a big impact on what we're seeing in the grocery stores. One of those things is this is the last month of hurricane season. Like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, it seems like they seem to pick up towards the end, and we have several storms out there that are being monitored as we speak. Also, I'm sure many of you are hearing about the Delta variant of the COVID-19 and how it is starting to have a major effect on our local cities and governments. And I don't know how far away we are from another shutdown. I know that here in Texas, they're doing their best to try to prevent that, but we'll have to just take that one day at a time and see what happens. Not only are lockdowns something that we may want to think about, but there's also the shutdowns due to the illnesses and factory workers unable to get to work and produce the products that we're going to need. We're still trying to catch up from last year during the pandemic, and I'm afraid that this round two that's going to be coming up when the weather starts getting cooler may set us back even another year. But again, we'll just have to wait and see what comes of it. Now, on a more positive note, something that we can look forward to is the holidays are right around the corner. This may be a good time if your grocery store or your Walmart looks the way mine does right now. We may want to take advantage of these full shelves to go ahead and buy those key items that we're going to need for Thanksgiving and Christmas dinners, and get stocked up on those while we can. Okay, so that's going to do it for this month's update. I thank you so much for tuning in and for sticking around to the end. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd like to invite you to do so now so that you never miss one of these videos, and so that I can get to know you in the comments section, because I'd love to hear where you're from and what you're seeing in your local grocery stores. Well, if you enjoyed this video, the best way to let me know is to give it a big thumbs up, and again, I hope that you'll subscribe so that I can see you in the next one. Bye!